Again, I saw someone talking before about why is there an oxygen tank in the background? Because I'm sick, dude. Like, hey, remember if you like these videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share, support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thanks. I've made a couple of videos about this, but again, I guess what is old is new again. And in a way, it's hard to find topics to talk about in video games because I've already talked about everything I feel like. But I'm gonna talk about again something I've talked about a couple of times and something that I talked about when Street Fighter V was first coming out. What I think they should have done with chip damage kills in Street Fighter V, just because I think it's interesting, right? And I often talk about there's not a lot you can do in fighting games anymore. It's all been done, right? Especially when you're talking about characters. So some of the only things that you can do that are actually different in a fighting game is it's going to be the system of the fighting game and seeing if the system of the fighting game can put a new perspective on video games, whatever, right? And I know a lot of people, my haters, whatever, they try to say that I don't like progression in games, which is weird because if you actually watch my videos, I'm constantly saying that progression is the best thing about games, but it's just the hardest thing to actually do. But many new games actually do add something kind of a new, interesting spin on fighting games. It's just that the foundation of the game is not good, right? But Street Fighter V, you know what I mean? I guess maybe the perspective is they didn't want to have a guard meter or something like that. But to discourage you from just blocking the whole time, you have this gray damage life, whatever, when you block, which is interesting in its own way. But something they got rid of was the actual chip damage kills, right? Besides if you do a super, right? But I always feel like that is such a huge mistake because if you think about it, one of the most exciting things in a fighting game is when you are almost about to die. And when you get rid of chip damage kills, the match, you've taken away one of the most exciting elements of the story. The narrative of this, you've taken away one of the best parts of the story, dude. I mean, think about it even in old school Street Fighter 2, you know what I mean? Any special move, you know what I mean, can kill you. And like, oh, he could have died, he was about to die from this random block damage, but oh, he DP'd through it. He did a Dragon Punch through it. Or all this, they're shooting fireballs, maybe this character doesn't have an invincible normal to go through it. So, oh, I can't believe he was able to neutral jump over these, different fireball speeds, you know what I mean? Whatever it might be. It's exciting when you're about to die. When you know the next little block damage will kill you, that's exciting. It makes it exciting for the player and the audience to watch. And getting rid of that in Street Fighter V was really a bad mistake. And the thing is, they actually could have put a new perspective on it, right? And this is what I talk about because games are so pre-planned nowadays, right? You have moves that even if you hit the attack as a meaty attack, it gives you the same frame advantage, the same frame disadvantage, right? I mean, look at a game like Dragon Ball Fighter Z. It is so insane with it. So many moves in that game. It doesn't matter where you hit the move. The move could hit 5 frames late, whatever it might be. It still gives you the exact same amount of advantage or disadvantage, whatever it might be. So if you take that perspective of how video games are now designed, games are so pre-planned to that extent, they should have pre-planned every single special move to have a also set frame advantage and disadvantage if it is the last hit that can kill you in chip damage, right? So this is accomplishing two things. One, they want to cater to the Jimmy who doesn't want to be in any situation where they feel like, if I block this last hit of damage, I'm going to die. Let me take a drink of water, sorry. Oh man, I'm tired. Doctors earlier today, all that shit. Jimmy doesn't want to be killed by the last hit of block damage. But we can add a new perspective that makes this exciting with this pre-planned stuff if that last hit of block damage, whatever special move you do, has a set frame, a new frame data situation might be in. Every last hit of block damage, let's say it guard crushes the guy. The guy pulls back, their guard crushed. But the frame disadvantage they're at is just minus 1 frame, whatever it could be, where the attack is not guaranteed to kill, right? So say if I do a dragon punch to kill you on block, you're not going to die. Your guy's going to be guard crushed. But now instead of say where if you had just normally blocked a dragon punch, you can normally just, you know, punish the guy easily. Now your guy is guard crushed for whatever specific amount of frames it is that they are one frame away from when you land from that dragon punch and say you're going to jab, whatever it might be, from that being a true kill, right? And it adds a sense of excitement, right? It is so fucking simple, right? Just pre-plan. You already pre-plan fighting games so much nowadays. Give every special move now a pre-planned amount of what frame advantage it's going to do if it would have killed the guy, right? Even if the dragon punch were to hit a little bit late, just pre-plan it. You pre-plan every move, so it doesn't matter where a move can hit. Even if it hits later, even if the dragon punch didn't hit its first frame, whatever, even if it hit like whatever kind of hurricane kick, whatever kind of psycho crusher, where the psycho crusher hits, whatever, the last hit of block damage does not kill the dude, but it always guard crushes you, and it always leaves you at a negative frame disadvantage. Before the fact that the next attack is guaranteed, the fastest attack, the jab, whatever it might be, right? It's so simple. So now, of course, there's going to be a situation where if a character throws a full screen fireball, you know what I mean? Then potentially, if the guy were to block a full screen fireball, then you cannot compensate for a fireball in that situation. But in that situation, you should be neutral jumping anyway. You should be holding that anyway. But I always feel like that is such a simple way to add new excitement to a video game while also trying to cater to the Jimmy who doesn't want to feel like they automatically died because they blocked at the end and they died from chip damage. So basically, instead of chip damage kills, now when it's a chip damage kill, it's a guard crush kill, so to speak, right? Doesn't that make sense? It seems like such a simple way. Like, imagine all the excitement of, like, just say it again. Imagine a character just does a dragon punch. Oh, he blocked it. Is he going to jab or not? Again, you know, what's he going to do? The guy's at a huge frame disadvantage. Oh, wait, he blocked again. So he did another dragon punch, guard crushed again. Another dragon punch, guard crushed again, whatever it might be. Like, Citrus, like, what is he going to do? Is he going to try to get out of this? You know what I mean? It is such a simple way to make whatever special move it might be. And you could add something like, okay, well, when you're guard crushed, you could do an alpha counter. Are they called V reversals? Whatever it might be. You could add something like that into it. Make it a little bit more complicated, but it just seems like such a brain fart that they didn't do that in Street Fighter V because it seems so obvious. Again, with how you can pre-plan games, you don't need it. Again, I'm sure people are like, well, what happens if the attack hits late? It doesn't matter because your game is that pre-planned. That's what I'm saying. You pre-plan the game to this extent already. Pre-plan it so every special move has a set amount of guard crush it does if it is the last hit. And it does enough guard crush that it is always one frame off from being a guaranteed kill. That's exciting just thinking about that. Anyway, if you like the videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share, support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thanks again. I feel like all the topics I've already really done. There's just not a lot to talk about in video games, really, that's new, you know?